3, 2, 1, Fidelio.
Hello, everyone. So, for tonight's one quick thing, Bob thought it would be fun just to take a shot and be like, hey, what would your character recommend as a guild motto? Lo and behold, it was almost total anarchy and rebellion here, because both Brittany and Mikey had the same, like, boo, boo thought.
We don't
Thankfully.
sell out, yo.
No, we don't.
You want levels? You sell out.
Oh.
So with that amount of protest, I think so far, Jyotis has actually a really funny thing, and I will even let him tell the story of how it came into being. You only get to say the first one, but you can tell the story, Jyotis.
Well, the motto is faster than you think, we'll find a way. And the story behind it is I was it was about 10 minutes before game started, and I'd already come up with we'll find a way. I asked my wife, I said, we have kind of a courier company, what do you think a good motto would be? And she said, faster than you think.
So that is literally what she said.
Literally what she said.
Alright. It's lawyer time. Latham, what would your character recommend as a guild slogan?
Through any storm, TM asterisk. Not all storms are passable. All trace final systems holding is not responsible for any damage, loss, or cursed goods. Trader discretion is advised. Offer a safe passage not valid on all islands. See guilds for details. Ask your quartermaster if Silver Storm's holdings is right for you.
Research fine print.
Please see a doctor if you have an erection over 4 hours, because, faster than you think.
Freaking banana spider.
I love that it
All
has
right.
fine print.
Every second of that was amazing. Lolly.
Yes. So I had to change mine a little bit because it was actually faster than the Dijani. So I had kind of the same thought as Jyotis, but this one is actually an ancient Geth saying, "Potius quam Diani." It means better than the Dijani.
All right. Lesterin.
We are shocking.
Our tales are shocking.
All right. And this week to close us out, Gary, what is your guild slogan recommendation?
Don't need a fucking slogan.
We plaster that everywhere now.
Oh, God. I know as much as Brittany and Mikey protested, but this might be one of my favorite one quick things ever. All right. So, would anyone like to take a summary at last game? Oh, by the way, all of you take a point of inspiration, because all of you were amazing on all of you did well.
Ooh, inspiration. Remember to use said inspiration.
I literally didn't have one until we started game.
Yeah, no, that's just it. Is like I told Mikey and Brittany the same thing. Like, it's not something that I expect you guys to use as your permanent slogan. It's just like, what would you recommend? What's your softball? Like,
I hate it when you have to guild brand.
yes, so does Gary.
This little guy.
Choosing a name is always dumb too. I'm never happy with the name.
I still like our name though.
That's because you recommend troll names every time, Brittany.
Well, I think I like the way that some of them just grow organically. Like, that's how we came up with Trauma Bond.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It just became. That one just grew out of the circumstances. We didn't make a decision and start this will be our name. No, it's just kind of well, we're all messes, and let's just go with that.
Yeah.
And our motto was, we don't kink shame. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Organically,
Yeah.
like I said.
I'm not forcing this to be a thing. I just thought it would be a fun character
Instead
exercise.
Of being wedged on us and registered.
All right. So, would anyone like to summarize last game?
Big bada boom.
Multipass.
Beat the bitch out of the sea hag. And smashed all her stupid mermaid tails and cleaned up all her crab goo and saved Kimmy.
That was good.
That was very
You done good.
Particularly, Kimmy was like, I'm gonna grow some coral that scrapes them all up. And see what else happened. And then I think we just kind of had a day because we were like, we need a rest. So I bought like a ton of candy, gave some to Kimmy. She was cleaning up the temple. We made a deal that she would start buying a whole bunch of canvas, and then she asked Latham if he would reach out and try and help with some legal matters for one of her people was getting caught up in some, or was accused of being caught up in the Coil cult.
Something, no matter.
Yeah. But anyways, he basically just flashed some psychic paper and went, here's some evidence, quote unquote. This is legal. And mailed that off. And then we all, and Lestrin and Gary were day drinking for most of the day, and then we all met up in the afternoon in the Storm Chasers Guild, where Zarbel?
Yep.
Zarbel, yeah, was working on some stuff. She was like making up Tesla coil basically, and had Lestrin shock it. She's like, "Yay, experiments!" And then she's almost done with Lestrin's saddle, so we could ride him into the storm. How many did you install the storm?
15.
15.
And I think she is done with the saddle. She's still working on the collar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's working on a collar. So we could also ride him into the storm. And
Shot collar.
Shot collar for.
Shot collar.
Shrink collar for chuggers.
Oh, okay.
So we can fit chuggers
on the boat.
So we can fit chuggers on the boat.
Sure, he can swim.
No, I don't think he'll just fit in the boat.
Anyways,
I mean, add life raft to it, right?
I think that pretty much catches us up. Also, we were like, we made a new guild greeting, the Tajani. Whenever you enter the dock, it's a good luck symbol to flip the bird at the Tajani Tower.
Yeah, that's why I thought you guys would love a motto week after that. So sorry that I punished you all with what might be one of my favorite one quick things ever.
I want it to be in like hundreds of years. People just flip off the random tower every time they enter the port. Nobody knows why. They're just like,
it's just a proud tradition.
Yeah, it's good luck on the sea. Yeah.
All right.
God, we have to start this.
That is a pretty good summary, Brit. Thank you so much for doing that. Let's get started then. Again, if you guys had anything to do that evening, the evening is open to you, or we can fast forward to the next day as well.
We should probably return the rental birds.
Yeah, we should do that.
Who borrowed them from?
Actually, it was the halfling gentleman who is in charge of Yenfir's Seekers.
Okay. Gary, are you still awake?
I am.
Are you
Fortunately.
going to throw up?
No. I ate well, I drank water, and I maintained a high buzz.
It's good plan.
Oh.
I wasn't drinking to get drunk, I was drinking to relax after a hard day.
Oh.
The same
You can
reason
do
we
that?
eat all of those sweet...
That's
occasionally. It takes immense practice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Noted.
Fortunately, I had a lot of practice at home.
Okay, well, we should return the rental birds, or I could return it, and you guys could go rest or something.
No, let's go together.
Do you talk funny too?
Mm-mm.
So, when you go to return the rental
Is this
birds,
place even open?
Yeah, they're just slow as shit, apparently.
the halfling gentleman who is normally out in the fields is currently walking around with 2 coconuts with what appears to be some curly straws in them, sipping from one and holding it out, and this platypus just appears out of nowhere, popping up from the ground really quick out of camouflage, and takes a sip as well.
That's exactly what I thought too.
Yep. Good.
How did you get a coconut up here?
Well, you're in the islands, so a lot easier than they did.
I could grip it by the husk.
All right, meme lords. Lolly, you get to turn those in relatively easily. Your bills were paid in advance, if memory serves. You guys turned in money. So in the meantime, he just kind of checks on each bird, looks it over, gives you a nod, and thanks you for bringing them back safely.
No problem. Can I pet your platypus?
Of course you can. And he points at it and he's like, Ducky, come here, come here. Ducky waddles over, and this thing is bigger than him. So it is it's about 5 feet long, and it's
Entire platypus?
yeah. It's a little over 4 feet tall.
Is it a male?
Does it have babies? Where did you get them?
Oh, these are in the Halfling Isles. They are not native out here, but Ducky helps me hunt.
Cool. Hi, Ducky.
I know.
Pet your bill.
Gives you a little
I'm gonna.
That means yes.
That means yes. Okay.
That means yes. And sure enough, that bill is very smooth, very wide, and in the meantime, you are all done. He just kind of stares at you and is like, "You're pretty good with animals."
Oh, thank you.
It's one of her greatest gifts.
Certain.
Well, if you need to rent again, you know where to find us. Or also, if you're looking for work, you know where to find us.
Ooh, another quest, guys.
Let's clear our docket first, and then we'll come back. Okay?
Will our docket ever be clear?
Of course not.
It depends on how
Side
often
quest on side quest.
continually accept more and more quests.
Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, anyone?
I love that game, but Jesus Christ.
When I stared at your quest list, I went, "Oh my god, I did it to them."
All right.
All the blue ones are done.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So axe blade, axe sword, axe man.
Fisram? Yes.
Fisram?
Yeah.
Axe man wanted to meet you guys for drinks tonight, but otherwise, did we have anything we had to do?
No, we're gonna get prepped so that we could go to Trina's bed because
yeah.
we had to pick up those divers.
That's right.
A holy dive up.
Okay. Are there shops even open now?
Most of the shops, being that it's relatively early evening, most of the shops are still open.
Okay.
Aside from Fantasy Boot Barn, which has sadly remained closed.
Oh.
Well, from what you had seen by walking by it, it's because, as reported, the owner is out for a little while.
Oh.
How sad.
Okay. I do want to pick up some rations, And some spell components.
And
Okay.
flour.
Well,
And
No.
some flour and sugar and eggs.
okay.
In water.
You monsters.
Yeah, I need to buy rations too, actually.
Okay.
Rations.
So, plenty of general stores that you can get rations at basically the regular rate of what they are. As for buying arcane supplies, Lolly, you would probably actually want to see the group that Gary had spoken with earlier. The little minor guild up north, Aether Chain, over near the Masunge Palace. That probably would be your best bet for going there to buy some supplies of arcane variety, like getting extra crackers, summoning supplies, or anything like that.
Yeah, I need like a lot of incense.
Okay.
How much incense?
10 pounds.
And pounds. All right. Yes, I would like to go fill up my component pouch, which I know is just like hand wavy.
Yeah, that part relatively like whatever the cost of the component pouch is, roll it down by half, and I'll call that good. In the meantime, when you're looking for incense, specifically the person who's at the counter of the Aether Chain is basically a human, looks like they're very young, just getting started on their magical studies and kind of been assigned to be the storefront keeper in some of their off hours, is like helping to volunteer so that they get free learning. And so they give you a stare, and when you ask for incense, they're like, well, what kind of incense do you like? Do you like incense that burns a little more like jasmine, or incense that burns a little more robust like a mahogany, bitter citrus? We have licorice.
Sandalwood.
I take the crackers off my shoulder and have them on my arm outstretched, and I kind of like, I don't know, whatever he thinks smells good. This bird on the counter, like,
yeah,
go get
yeah,
it,
no,
boy.
you put the bird on the counter and it goes, ah, sandalwood.
Oh, what? Okay.
Sandalwood.
No one's ever said that in front of him.
Gary's right there. He's been walking and trailing
sorry,
you.
Gary.
It's
Okay.
good to be invisible.
I will buy 3 blocks of incense of
Okay.
that kind. And how much is that? Because I need like 10 gold points worth at least.
Oh well,
That's probably a few pounds.
if you're with him, and he kind of points over at Gary, at cost. So let's go with it would be 10 gold.
Oh, 10. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. And he gives a nod towards Gary, and just, by the way, we have actually had a few people pass the first trial of the Fasaha.
Oh, very good. I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah. Why does it give great swords, though?
They all got great swords?
As you can see, it is not really what I carry. So I'm letting my
great sword, though.
It's very functional. I'm letting our barbarian friend, and I gesture to Lestrin if he's there.
Yeah, he just gives a little nod and just, Mel managed to activate, his great key already. Figured out the energy types and made it work. So
impressive.
While I'm here, I need to get a grasshopper's hind leg, a couple of them.
Mm-hmm. And he gets back behind the counter, gets a few glass jars. Anything else you need?
The only other thing I might need is a pinch of dirt, but I think I can get that most places, yes?
Yes. We try not to get this place dirty. Because this is an old mansion that has been renovated officially. And Gary, you specifically, considering your background, would know this, but like whoever renovated this place has a lot of money because this it's pretty top of the line, even though it's been converted into essentially a very early mages guild.
Huh.
Because
Do you
again,
have a
most of them
financial
are.
backer? Or does the guild do well for itself? Because this is exquisite work.
And he kind of roll a persuasion check with advantage because you're Gary.
Because I'm Gary.
Gary, legend.
I rolled an 8 and a 2.
Oh no.
No, that's sorry, math, the 12.
Yeah, he kind of. It is not for me to say, and I don't fully know either. But I do know that we aren't hurting.
That is totally fair. It's best not to ask too many questions sometimes, eh?
Oh yes, yes.
Though that is painful at times.
All right, so if everyone wants to restock their rations, they can go ahead and do that. Gary, your armor will be ready in the morning.
Hooray.
And then, yes, Lolly is correct that Fisram was waiting to have drinks with you guys and talk. Yeah, Sam, you can just... Lestrin, you can just deduct the gold you need for your ration supplies. So it's whatever the standard price on those is. I think it's normally listed on the items.
It is. They're like, I think they're 5 silver apiece.
Yeah.
That seems right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Half a gold piece each. So
Yeah.
silver.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Meow.
All right.
Meow.
So, with that and the evening, sure enough, back at the Dingy Bird, Fisram does actually show up with a full complement of dwarves, who again place a ton of orders. And after letting them all order, he turns to all of them and say, "I said 1 drink each. You can't order a keg and call that a drink. Asses."
He didn't specify the rules before we got here.
Sounds like
Yeah.
dwarf after my own heart. Got the rules.
I like Fisram.
Sees the table of you lot and grabs himself what a dwarf would consider to be a pint, which is basically like a yard glass.
Yeah.
And walks over to the table, sits down.
We can shut it off.
Just,
Sure.
well, nice to see you all again.
It's been ages.
So, you want to talk a little bit of business before we get down to business? And he points at his drink.
Sure.
Always.
All right. So, concerning our potential underwater raid, our forces are currently...
Whatever.
My explosives expert and the 2 divers are currently coming from Gilderstrand. They're on their way. They'll be here probably in a 10-day. But they will come with their own equipment. So you do not have to worry about, going around and buying your own stuff. That said, when it comes time to transport it, we'll need to access your ship and mount the supplies to make sure that they can't be damaged.
That's fair. As long as the Jyotis or myself are along for that part. I like to see how things are done. I like to learn.
Well, since you've kill 2 of the fucking snarlygasters, I'll consider it. And that is
3.
amicable.
3.
3. That's right. I'm sorry. So,
Who's counting?
I am. Don't want those things out anywhere else. Bad enough on Soulforge.
Aye.
Now, to business. Geddy's Yaws work a straight contract over any sort of ocean mining. This demolition considers ocean mining. The contract will be that you get equal shares compared to what the crew get. The only person who gets a 5% increase that I'll pay for and cover over that is, of course, the scrubber. The person that I need you to pick up in Trinispad. So, to explain what a scrubber is, when shit goes wrong, that's why you have a scrubber. A scrubber is basically the person who can improvise a plan. They're the most experienced person under the water. They're the person you probably ought to listen to. But in this case, don't listen to him until it's time to get to business. He is, opinionated.
Is he one of those people that doesn't learn not to be opinionated?
Exactly. He's damn good at his job, but in the meantime, he's damn good at too many things, so he just keeps telling you how good he is at them. And not to mention, he'll have an opinion about fucking everything.
Reminds me
Thanks,
of someone
Cass.
else I know.
Room service.
So, you lot. The most dangerous part of going into Quirka ruins, because I've been to a couple, is the traps. There's not many enemies in them typically. Quirka, fishy bastards, they move around a lot. But any of their layers are just horrendously trapped. To the point where it'll be things that you won't count on. Like, for example, not just water pressure changes or anything like that, but you'll see that you can oxygenate the room, and you'll think, oh, hey, well, these things can breathe on air, and they've got an air chamber. That's fine. We can take off our diving equipment. But that air is laced with just enough sleeping gas that knocks you out. The worst part of them is that they like to take their prey alive. You find anyone in there still alive, you may need to kill them because they're not going to be sane, they're not going to be safe for transport, and you don't have extra dive suits. It's a mercy. Not a fun one, but a mercy. Unless they can breathe underwater.
Noted.
This just got really intense.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Well, because if you don't blow up those ruins, you're inviting something worse.
Okay.
And
More so than Johnny?
he kind of chuckles and just, the Dejani will fuck you sideways in a business deal. These things will make it so that ships are never safe again. And then when the ships ain't safe, they'll come on land and they'll take people below.
Deep lurkers.
And he kind of blinks at you and just, I hadn't seen nothing called a deep lurker before. I've seen Quirka, but the ones that I saw were up north near Soulforge. There was Quirka ruins that when I was a young lad we went down to, and man, it's not for children's eyes. And he kind of like looks over towards Lolly with
I
the
feel
like
turning gray.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna grow up fast.
Anyways, Ayomasange has authorized at least 1,000 gold for destroying Quirkarons. So this is a relatively good endeavor. Now, of course, I have to pay my men, but I'm willing to give you a premium for the fact that we're using your ship. So I'd say that you lot would take 600 and we'd take 400. Is that amenable?
I feel that is more than fair.
That sounds great to me.
Then anything found within the ruin is split evenly amongst all of the people who go down there.
Perfect.
Again, normally you'd pay extra for your scrubber, but I'll cover him because you need it.
Sorry, I blacked out there for a minute. What's going on?
Oh, it's alright.
Just details.
Too much candy.
I don't like that.
One good thing, though, is, from what I hear, you can actually talk to animals. There's plenty of living animals down there. It's still... the Quirka are weird. They're not territorial towards everything. So while there will be sharks, there's also going to be regular fish, abalone, coral sometimes, and deep sea creatures.
I like dolphins.
I can be some around, but the animals aren't tampered with typically. So you can normally be safe, and if I've seen it once or twice with a Triton, they can communicate to an animal and the animal can give them a heads up a little bit about areas of danger and stuff. So use your resources wisely.
What's a Triton?
We met a Triton, remember? One of the folk in the mines.
They're like merfolk, but a bit more landlubbery.
It's they're the name Triton. At least they like they're mermaidish.
Race.
Merman.
So, do you all have any questions? Because I don't like sending people out blind to something, but admittedly, I think I've given you the breadth of what I know, unless I'm missing something.
What aren't you telling us?
He kind of looks at you sideways for a second and just... Well... Alright. The Gettysiyas want to know what happened to the dwarves that didn't make it out of that little submersible. If you can find their bodies and find what happened to them, the guild will pay a little bit for the knowledge. Recovering their bodies actually would be of value as well, because technically speaking, some dwarves still believe in the dwarven burial. So, if you can recover their bodies, that's at least 50 gold a body.
And we're back to talking about bodies. Yay.
Well, one of them was the captain of that ship.
Look,
That was most of the officers, wasn't it?
It was officers. Cowards thought they could just avoid the snallygasters and leave it to other people.
I don't know.
Won't be to me to be cruel to the dead, but...
We think there is potentially a scenario where they were taking shelter in the sub on the deck, and unfortunately a large squid of some kind pulled them in.
Oh, you told me, but they shouldn't have been taking shelter in the first place.
Gotcha.
They should have been organizing their people and fighting.
Note.
That's what I would have done. Let's see, is there anything else that I'm not telling you? And he just drinks the yard of beer. In a matter of seconds, he downs it, puts it down.
Latham drinks his in silent booze solidarity.
Mm-hmm.
The name of that ship was the Iron Tide, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Querca ruins are fucking weird. They're more advanced than they should. And you won't believe me until you see it.
I assume that we have to
advanced in technology or advanced in magic?
Both.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Gary?
I'm assuming that we have to plant the charges in a more specific place to bring it down. We just have to breach the outer.
It's typically like a shell, and normally there's a couple of fault points on it that the builders, whoever they may be, didn't consider. And your scrubber, as well as the explosives expert, will know exactly where they need to go to plant them. Once they get inside, they can start to map the place and figure out a good place to plant the explosives. But that is part of the tough issue, is that you won't necessarily know where you need to go until you're in.
Each one's probably organic, isn't it?
And kind of pauses, and yeah, it's there's definitely some metals, but yeah, there's this weird bioorganic material that tends to form doors and walls. It's fucking weird. It doesn't feel like it belongs in this world.
I think I should have a lead box prepared.
I'll be right back.
No worries.
Otherworldly. Like Fae, or don't know?
Not Fae. I've seen messengers from the Fae Tide, and no, those are weird and freaky in their own right. These are, far be it from me to say the right word, and he basically returns with another yard of beer, downs half of it. Alien. They're fucking alien. Like, it just doesn't belong on this world at all, and it's not normal magical thing. Whatever minds set up these areas, they're all complicated, and it's they're labyrinth-like.
Cool.
Good to know. Are they mostly submerged, or are there air spaces inside?
That's just it. If you can figure out the controls, most of the rooms will probably have air filtration, if it still works. Some Querca ruins, the ones that are truly abandoned, their air filtration doesn't work. But thing about the bastards, they like their targets alive. So they keep them alive.
So it's more for the prey than them.
Aye. But again, don't trust the oxygen. You keep at least aligned to yourself that way in case a room is laced with something. You don't go down.
Right. I'm just saying, should we find somebody alive down there, it still might not be safe to activate it.
Yeah. It's correct. And if you find a dwarf alive down there, they ain't alive anymore. They're probably insane. Do with it what you will, but I'd put him down. And with Latham's passive insight, he would know that Axord is speaking from experience in this case. Gives kind of a bitter sniff.
Well, we'll do what we must. If we can avoid putting them down, I'd prefer that. But if it's must be done, it must be done.
So, happily though, for your trip to Trinisbad, consider that I'll pay you for that part. Because otherwise you'd probably kick that bastard off halfway from here to there. So, let's say...
He's that vocal, huh? Should we consider a gag?
This is sounding more and more fun.
I mean, honestly, Trinisbad as a city is a pretty fun city, but, and he once again kind of looks at Lolly. She might be a bit young.
Ah.
If we can,
I don't know who wants to have the talk with her.
Stay on the boat, eh?
The talk.
I would probably advise you to keep someone on the boat at all times if Trinisbad. Also, if you have a choice in ports, you avoid the free ports. Our little dwarf buddy lives over in the free ports, but in the meantime, you do not want to have your boat in the free ports unless you got a full guard on the boat.
Good to know.
Understood.
The problem with that city is that it's far enough away from this city to where it's relatively lawless, and the Magister out there kind of encourages it. He'll let almost anyone in that town so long as they agree to defend the town if it's under attack.
That's not Bartholomew. That's the other guy.
No, that is him.
Oh, that is him. Gotcha.
Yeah, he'll let almost anything in. So you might see Yuanti just walking out in the open. And in the meantime, that's... Again, that town, fighting pits, gambling, and worse. So, you know...
Well, we did have some information that he might have been the one behind the Snallygasters, so...
Oh, well then.
Find some dirt on him.
I would love that. He gives you that nod of just like... Anyone who wants Snallygasters happens to be a fucking idiot at best, and they're going to get a lot of people killed at worst.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other questions, or can I get back to it?
I can't think of anything right now.
I have one. Why? Why?
Why? What?
Well, what would you like to do, Miss Lolly?
Not die.
Me too. You want the oceans to be a little safer for everyone.
That's a fair point.
That's why we do it. It's not because it's fun. It's because someone's got to keep this world a little bit safer. And yeah, we get paid for doing it. That part's nice. But look at it. If we just let these things run rampant, we basically lost what little we have.
Fight for what's ours, right?
Exactly.
So we play that drinking game.
Which one? The one where you lose and give me our money?
The one where she changes things to taste different.
You know, that would be a good end of topic conversation. Yeah. Lolly, you want to give us some flavors?
All right. I've got a special one. I call this Jyotis' stew. And I smell like that cauldron.
Does it bubble green and smoke come out of the sides?
No. I'm just flavoring it.
Does everyone in the place immediately start vomiting?
You know, the entire table gets to make a constitution save.
Awesome.
Can I cover my own nose?
And anyone drinking makes a con save at disadvantage unless they're a dwarf.
Oh no.
Ah!
Does an ale with dinner count as drinking?
No. I meant in this competition.
Oh, no, I'm not in that competition.
So, con save Regular
I know.
con save for
Regular
the-
con save for the whole table because of the
Okay.
smell.
and then at disadvantage of drinking.
Yeah, no, because when Lolly made the taste alteration, there is bleed over that is unexpected. Traditionally, when you use prestidigitation, there's no smell that comes from it. This, however, produces what would be best described as low tide.
Well,
So one die is a 15, the other one's a 1.
I rolled
Yeah,
I rolled 2 10s, so it's 16 at disadvantage.
Latham, your sipping whiskey is no longer a sipping whiskey because you went for a sip and you got to smell. Jyotis, you choke but keep it down. Gary, you're okay. You were the one who got the closest to the three-tailed lady, and you're like, that's not even 10% of how bad she smelled. Like,
Yeah, boy.
I didn't make it like taste like rancid
Lolly, I
cotton
think
candy
maybe
or
you should
something.
make that stop.
so now, those of you in this drinking competition, I would like Constitution saving throws at disadvantage due to the taste. Even being a dwarf does not save you from this.
It's gonna be a very short night.
yeah. Latham basically spat up in his cup and then went to just drink that, figuring it would taste better. And no, it still tastes the same, so it comes right back. After disadvantage, you got an 18?
I have a +6.
It's decent, sir. Well, you managed to hold it down, and so does Fisrum, although Fisrum looks a little bit healthier than you did that time.
I'm sure.
And after
down 2 yards.
And after a long just turns to Lolly and just, what you got next, Loss?
Wow. I kind of whipped out the big guns fast. All right. This one's halfling candy. Coconut flavor.
Coconut flavor?
Okay.
I'm so glad I'm not participating.
All right, this time regular con save for Jyotis and Latham.
Yes, power cable.
Oh dear. Yeah.
12.
Not great, but
No, 12 keeps you in this. Like, you're definitely wavering, but now you've managed to drink the drink that's come back up 3 times because coconut is at least so much better than everything else. You just have to gulp.
It's like sickly sweet coconut.
Oh yeah, no, but to him that's way better because his
everything's
glass
better than
has
Jyotis do.
yeah. All right, and Fisrum is once again
That sounds great.
easily the fastest to finish his drink, but at least this time Latham gets his drink down. Jyotis, you are damn near where Fisrum is. Like, it was a close second with how quickly you finished, and he just, all right, what's next? Or best 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5? What are we doing? How deep in the grave you want to go?
3 out of 5's fine.
All right, Lolly.
I call this the morning Gary made coffee.
Oh.
Has anyone ever eaten coffee grounds?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
yes,
rotten coffee grounds.
No.
rotten, no.
That's what the taste is. Con saves, everyone.
Me too.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Okay, all these die. You all fail
Dice
me.
jails. Dice jails.
It's a very popular jail at the moment.
Overcrowded prison system. Too.
Right. Latham's making the American prison system of jails.
That's
I think
crazy.
I passed, Bob. 19.
Oh,
There's a D20.
Plestering got involved in this one.
I'd been enjoying my whiskey up until then.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
Jyotis? 23?
23.
Yeah, so Latham, you are out, sir. Like, this is the one. Like, not only did they ruin coconut, not only did you have to smell that awful smell again and taste it, but this ruins coffee, and that's just too much. Like, it leaves your stomach again, and you just stop. Because you're alive, and you want to keep living, and everything seems like poison right now with all these little games here. Fistrum got a natural 20 on his, so he's easily downed his by the time, even though Jyotis is doing it very quickly, and Lestrin is right behind. By the time Jyotis is like, yes, I was so quick, Fistrum got his
staring at me
and just staring at you like, I thought fish could drink.
Hey.
Well, I think 3 out of 5.
Sure.
You get to pay my Todd, right? Right?
That's 27 out of 52.
Lad, you're a human. You'd fucking die. I like you.
Give him a small salute.
Look, it's been fun, but I just wanted you to know what you're getting into, because I don't like sending people in without making sure that they know how serious it is. But there is good rewards for doing it, and not to mention, you basically get to feel like fucking heroes when you get it done, too. There's nothing like going down on a dive and succeeding on a mission like this.
If it's for a worthy cause, then it's worth the risk.
Exactly. All right.
We appreciate the fair warning.
All right. Well, if you think of anything else before you launch off, I'll be at the docks tomorrow morning. And he kind of turns back to the bar where like half of his men have just drinking themselves into a stupor, and they're kind of singing and just cheering a little bit. And he's just, I gotta get those wee lasses to bed.
Well, hold on. And he holds out. Do you have your flask with you? Is it empty?
I've got an empty flask with me. I never
Hold it out.
am
Hold
all
it out.
empty. All right.
He's going to fill it with mayonnaise.
It's not gonna be mayonnaise. He's gonna fill up with Ashbourne whiskey out of the alchemy jug.
All right. Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Yep.
Let's see if it's good Ashbourne whiskey.
Yeah.
Arcana. Where's that? Oh, that's an 18.
Yeah, it's decent again. Like it is genuinely, like, the smell is right, and you know, like, he takes a little taste and it's just, is that Ashbourne? You all right, you don't have to pay my tab. He just kind of clinks you on the back, screws on the cap to that, and just, this doesn't go bad, does it? It's not some of that weird magic shit. All right. I just wanted to check, see if
Let me know if it does. I'd like to know.
Oh, you'll know. He just gives you that look. Grabs his men and takes off. So, with that, anyone else have anything before the next day?
I think I've unlocked my workbench as far as I can unlock it, right?
Yep.
So, just gonna go play with that for a little while.
All right.
Is there any projects that I could work on, like that I could go grab from Zarabel to take along?
They're probably closed by this point, and not to mention, you smell very drunk. Like, even though you've been making your con saves, your breath could knock out a person.
I'm sure.
If you were anywhere near...
This is in, like, drunken stupor version of Jyotis.
Right.
I'm going to go play with my tools.
Yeah.
That brings to mind one of my favorite George Carlin quotes. It's like, I'm not saying you have bad breath, but you could knock a buzzard off a shit wagon from 50 feet.
God, I love George.
Yeah. Latham and Jyotis have some rough breath.
I mean, Tiefling. But also, go ahead.
There's a bit more brimstone than fire in your breath right now, Latham.
Sour eggs. Mm. Well, go sleep then.
All right. So everyone wakes up in the morning, and since it's 8:46, let's take a 15-minute break. See everyone back at 9:01. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Sound good?
3, 2, 1, Fidelio.
And welcome back. So,
That was a Robo Fidelio.
Oh,
really?
You only get the robot.
I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't for us.
Yeah.
What you do, love. All right, so the night passes relatively uneventfully, aside from the fact that Jyotis keeps experimenting with his workbench drunkenly at random hours of the night.
Yep.
Like, he gets a full night's rest, but about every 30 minutes or so, he wakes up and for 5 minutes tinkers with the device, trying to go like, make a light bench.
Bench out of light.
Half knife, half wrench. Knife wrench.
So,
Before taking off, I do want to stop by the Vault of the Guys. I think that's where we have two friendos. By friendos, I mean newly employed hands.
actually, the new potential employees are currently at the Tricorn offices with Agatha because they had been formally arrested for the crimes against the attempt of the Alabaster Lighthouse. So
that's right. Okay, we'll have to go pick them up. Well, do we want the extra hands, or should we leave them?
Do you know? He did say we need somebody to guard the boat 100% of the time, right? Do we trust them to guard our boat?
Maybe one of them and one of us.
I think that's a good plan.
I mean, we also have some bodies who might need moving, so
That too.
we're stopping by and picking them up.
And I think
Many
Agatha
hands.
sort of agreed that they could work out their time with us, didn't she?
Yeah.
Kimmy implied that it is possible that they would probably just need a lawyerly type to advocate for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, got Kimmy say so. It's fine. I mean, Kimmy's the one who got them to be not evil.
That's true.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Hello.
All right. So before are we taking off right now, or do we have a moment to go swing by?
No, you guys have a moment because Gary needs to pick up his armor, and if you guys want to swing by and try to pick up deck hands, I am fine with that. Legitimately, you have the opportunity, should you wish to hire a navigator, or this time you can use Lolly as your primary navigator because she is fully trained. So
I can do it.
I like having Lolly as a navigator,
I'm not opposed to bringing Echo along as
but I'm not opposed to having Echo along either.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to having Echo along either.
She's an extra hand.
And she,
Thanks for the vote of confidence. Jeez.
we have confidence in you, Lolly. it's more a matter of having. We would trust Echo to watch our boat. Yeah.
Two
But
is
taking
one,
3
and
extra
one
people?
is none.
I'm not sure that is the best. It is a small craft.
And we have to.
So
put
if we want to
covers
hire
on it.
Echo, then we should not hire the deckhands. If we wanted deckhands, then we should probably let Lolly do all of the navigation.
That's reasonable.
I didn't quite catch that.
Space and not that many hammocks.
Okay, so either Echo or the deckhands, but not both.
Right.
Correct.
Somebody flip
Cool.
a coin.
Maybe
Or
perhaps
die.
we should wait for the deckhands before. Maybe we could have them do some other things for us, like when we need.
I was considering giving
Labor.
them some supplies, a small boat, and telling them to go set up a little like at least our initial little like hut or other amenities on said island that we got. We can get that rolling.
Oh, that would be a great idea once we sail out that way.
But that's going to take some time to procure supplies in that small boat and things. Maybe for another day.
I think we should be the first ones to go out there, but maybe bring them along so that we can leave them there.
Of course.
Okay. So that's
the skill set is going to be the most important thing. If they are not builders, then we're basically just stranding them on an island to die.
True.
Yay! Wait.
Look, I have to pick up some gear that I bought. So
all right. Go pick up gear, and then shall we go say hello to
let's
Echo?
talk to the Tricorns, see what they think is the smartest way. Maybe you can interview the two and see if they have any skills that we can apply immediately, or if they have to serve a sentence before they're able to do community service.
That's certainly reasonable.
Well, the sentence part is fixable, but you are right that the skills are useful. So let's go say hello to the Tricorns. Anyone else coming with?
I'll tag along, and if we can't use them, we can go say hello to Echo.
Cool.
And I'm gonna go pick up my new armor.
All right. So, Latham and Jyotis, you are heading over to the Tricorns area.
With a brief stop over the Vault of the Kai. Just
I will stand away.
Stop.
Say,
You can just say so. I'm just popping real quick. I'm getting a quick doctor's note / release from Kimmy that we are to be.
Oh yeah,
they're to be released to us.
Between your guys' reputation amongst the Tricorns is already pretty good, and now Kimmy is more than willing to vouch for you as far as like, oh yeah, if these guys want to take these people under their wing, look, both of them were saved and possibly could be redeemed, and these folks are good at that. So,
I mean, I'm willing to persuade, but like, if I can have a piece of paper that does more of the persuasion for me, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, no, it would definitely give you advantage on the check. Put it that way. So,
cool. From there, off to the Tricorns. This time, probably tag along. And I do present this to one of the. One of the locals.
It would once again be Agatha, who is a half-elven woman. Gray hair that's slicked, that's in a bun, but kind of unkept because one of her arms is in a sling, and she's doing some desk work. But now she is doing it efficiently because Lestrin made her a stick holder that she uses in the sling. And when you enter, she just looks up, and you do see that in what appears to be this is a relatively cramped area. This is a guardhouse. It's not some official police headquarters or something, that there are indeed two Yuan Ti, the ones that you saved, in a prison cell at the moment. Agatha just kind of gives you the once over and just, how can I help?
Well, we needed to.
Yes.
What?
Wally, did you go with them?
Yes.
Agatha gives a long breath through her nose.
We don't.
No, not this time. I don't think so. Well, maybe. I need to talk with those two and find out if they have any. At least do you know if they have any special skills aside from just being a general nuisance?
Well, they are both quite capable of working a quarry. So, if you need to interview them, consider it done. Would you like me to exit or stay here?
You're welcome to stay. I'm just stopping by to see what they might be capable of.
Understood. She just keeps on writing, and both of the Yuan Ti just kind of give you a look, and it's that cryptic. What is he here for? And it's one male, one female, both of them mostly human. This is, as far as you can figure, the pureblood UNT, where it's human with some snake-like features. Again, one male, one female. The male is shaved bald, pretty muscular, good posture, and has a mixture of bronzed scales that run down his forearms straight to his hands, and very yellowed eyes. The female, on the other hand, has a bit of softer accent to her. She has a braided, thick black hair, but almost a very soft colored layering, and you only when you get closer can you see that it's very miniature scales, but it's almost like a pattern across her where it alternates between an orange and a slightly more beige color, like traditional human coloring. And she stares at you with these green slit eyes. Both of them just give a look and are silent, but they're having that staring contest right now, unblinking.
A wonderful bit of questioning where they're unsure.
Yeah.
Cool. So in his normal day clothes, or at least errand style garb, because can claim change clothes that easy.
Yep.
Saunters on up and hands them both his business cards as his MO.
Yeah.
I haven't been handing out more of those. And asks what their names are.
Each of them reaches out, grabs the slip of paper, and the female kind of looks at it for a second, starts flipping it around, what is this? What is this supposed to do? Is this cursed? The male just kind of looks at it and reads.
You can read,
looks up. Gives a slow nod.
Well, good skill to have. What's your name?
I am Mekos. And the female chimes in with, I am Isa. And I will spell those out for you.
Yay.
Hello, Mekos and Isa.
Hi.
So, as you might gather, folks here want to hold on to you for a little while longer. However, I may have something that provides a bit more fresh air if you might have the abilities for it. Do you have any skills aside from, the general mayhem you seem to enjoy? Which, don't get me wrong, I'm all about mayhem. I mean, look at me, I'm a tiefling. So.
The female laughs a little bit at that, and the male kind of looks at her like, what is that sound? And then looks back at you and just... Skills. You mean... as in... possible business?
We may have some opportunity for you. I mean, unless you want to hang around here for a while longer. But I need to make sure that those abilities align with our needs. So... And don't be fibbing now.
So they both kind of look at each other for a second. Just a cold stare. Then look back at you.
Latham's charm is turned up quite a bit just to make sure.
Right. Yeah. You are offering that job.
First, I need to know what you're capable of.
All right. Let me do some rolls really quick. And then we'll just kind of look at it. All right. Yeah.
How are others?
Okay, let's roll some d8s.
So I have to move to Colorado.
That's you, right, Latham?
That's me. It says remote, but it's like remote in Colorado. Is Colorado remote?
All right. Issa kind of stares at you for a second before. I worked metals, made our swords, worked also with leathers sometimes. And Makos gives a slow nod and just, I worked with wood, repaired ships.
Oh, man.
Fun rules there.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, well, you can have an herbalist, you can have a you can have...
Those are
You can...
both good skills, but I don't know if we'll need them this trip, but they will definitely be useful in the future.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mechos, Issa, delightful to meet you. We'll be back a little bit. There's an errand you have to run. And then to... Kimmy, what's her name?
Agatha?
Agatha. Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
Because I feel
Waiting.
like it would be a giant pain to send them all the way over to the mines and to go and retrieve them. What if they just work with Zarbo?
Yeah, we could have them help Zarbel.
They both kind of cock their heads, and Issa pipes up with, what is a Zabel?
It is a
She's
prison
a
release work
little
program.
halfling. No, she's not a halfling. She's a gnome. Excuse me.
She's a gnome, and she works with the, gosh, why do I always forget? The Storm Chasers. Do you know about the
They
Storm
both-
Chasers?
Issa nods, but Mekos kind of shakes his head no.
Well, Issa for sure would be helpful there. And, it couldn't hurt to have somebody that you can talk to and understand.
Well, woodworker, I'm sure would be useful too. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, she's working on a few things for a boat, so his knowledge could help that.
Yeah.
They both kind of stare at you and just, what is the price for this? What is the price for this work release?
That you don't have to go to the mines? I mean, obviously we could, work out something to pay you.
They both kind of raise eyebrows, and they're both attempting an insight check. It's that, why would anyone offer this?
Yeah.
And Issa and Makos look you guys over, and Issa kind of looks over Lolly a little bit more closely, and just in UNT they start going, and Latham, you can pick up half of this because UNT is a mixture of Draconic and Abyssal.
Mm-hmm.
So you do get snippets where it's basically them going why? No one does that. No one we know. And there's kind of the there'll be a price. And after a few seconds, Issa, you speak truth.
Mm-hmm. And a little bit of snake, but only real snake, so I couldn't understand what you're saying.
This one is, and nodding to Lolly, this one is honest to a fault. He speaks truth.
We would be willing to try, instead of imprisonment, working release program.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We'll be sending you, or you'll be working with a friend of ours and helping them out. If you prove able, then you may continue to work your intent to. If not, the folks here would probably like you back. So, if
Both
you
of
can
them
hold your skills.
Both of them kind of look at you and just, you have saved us twice now. And Makos kicks in with Why are you doing this?
Why not?
What? Yeah.
Because you saved me. There are things that I can do for you, and there are things that you can do for me. That's how this works. You know that.
And that's when they kind of nod along. They kind of get that. They get that a little bit better. And just agreed. You understand.
Agatha? Oh, sorry.
Agatha just kind of looks up like, yes.
Would you be some sort of like parole officer for them where you could check in on them at Zarbel's every like couple of days or so?
I recommend someone who would be.
Or would that be more comfortable?
She kind of looks and it's like, looks down at her cast and just, I can assign someone. You want them released?
Yeah, they'd be working at Zarbel's.
And then potentially for us. With Zarbel.
If they want to.
She
I
kind
know
of...
I'm not there, but you should probably offer that they would stay at the jail overnight and work for Zarbel during the day.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
She kind of twists her chair around a little bit, looks at you all, and just... You all are on the level, but these two were part of the raid that tried to stop the lighthouse during a storm.
Failed.
You're sure?
We could kick their butts, so are you guys going to do that again?
And they were also somewhat possessed. I'll say not of right. They were not of. There's a legitimate phrase for this. I'm trying. It was not with actual malice.
Non compos menti.
It was compulsion.
They were willed to do it.
Issa.
That said, they still need to earn their passage.
Issa gives a nod, but Mekos kind of cuts in with, we were under orders from our lieutenant at the time. It was not a compulsion, but if we did not obey, we would die.
That sounds pretty compulsive to me.
Like, fairly convincing
That seems
that
like
you wouldn't have done that unless.
And again, he gives you that alien look, and he's just, no, that is a choice. Die or serve.
Right.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
And Issa kind of chortles in a little like, he's newer. You must forgive him. He is. He is. The Yuan-Ti culture is one of trade commodity and undertone emotion. Your species. And she kind of gives Lolly this long look of like, whatever the fuck you are very emotional and very forthright. But it makes it difficult to tell why for us. So it takes time. And she kind of stares at Mekos and just, they are offering a choice to work and not have to die, or we can go do hard labor for years.
And still not have to die, but you know.
And Mekos kind of gives a little bit of a nod and just, we can try your work release program. If it is satisfactory, we stay.
You would have to stay here overnight, but during the day you'd be working with Zarbal.
And Agatha gives a nod at that. Like, yeah, if this is work release program, I'll have Tricorns check in during the midday and then come to pick you up in the evening. You two are not to leave the premises. Understand that because these people here have twice helped save this city, once with the lighthouse and twice with the Vaults of the Kai, I will spend the resources to help them help you. But only because of that.
Well, how much are the resources?
She looks at you and just, I can get anyone to guard them because it's light duty. They'll all fight for it. Not to mention, Have you seen what that old man can do with the storm chasers?
Yeah, the old man.
I haven't yet. He's sleeping every time I'm there.
He is like a storm himself. Very quiet till he is not.
Oh. On the way, we about settled here. They'll work with Agatha during the day, and then come back here for the night.
That is amenable, and it will be easy enough to assign one person. A tricorn. There's plenty of tricorns near the Storm Chasers building on patrol, because that's in the Pearl District, so it's relatively easy to summon greater help if need be.
Okay. In view of Mekos and Issa, we'll set a gold piece down on the counter for Agatha, but now this is for your troubles, and do make sure that they're well taken care of. We will be back, and if they do well, we may have employment. But for your troubles for this work release program, and those of you who are in your company, but do take care of them, and well.
Understood. And she gives a nod and just... These two have not been problematic since coming here, which is why I'm willing to entertain this anyway. Normally, Yuan-Ti are considering their escape, attempting to enchant people, or doing something else. Those two just stared at each other and spoke in that tongue for hours last night. Issa kind of pipes up with a, we were confused because these ones rescued us, took us to the temple, got us cured of the curse for nothing. Now they offer us help again, and I think I know their scope. But Mekos is new. He does not understand these things yet. I will help.
Excellent.
All right.
But yeah, with that, you have your first two guild retainers, technically? Underlings?
We should probably tell Zarbel what's going on.
Yeah, we should. We definitely stop as Zarbel.
By the way, Gary,
here's a couple of convicts. Have fun.
Hey, did you need to zap some people? Here's convicts. There you go.
Yeah.
No experimentation on them.
By the way, Gary, your studded ram leathers look gorgeous. The leather worker obviously spent the better part of the night working on them, getting them ready for you. The studs are made of a silver that is purposefully dulled so that it doesn't show up too much if you are not trying to show off that you're there. And meanwhile, the plates fit very well over you to the point where it doesn't seem to restrict you any additionally from what you're used to.
Excellent.
And he kind of knocks on the chest piece and he's like, I reinforced this part because I was worried that you got pierced 3 times with that spear. It's all 3 marks, so I reinforced this part. Should be a little more durable.
I appreciate that.
Your 6.
Gives you a nod. If you guys have anything to talk to Zarbel about other than...
BT dubs, you have extra hands.
Right.
I mean,
I can gladly ARP here. Otherwise, if you guys just want to tape edit through that, you went by and you warned them.
Letting them know.
Did we have anything to pick up?
Mekos works with ships, works with wood, and Elsa works with metals and crafting.
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
All right.
We talked to her the night before, so basically we'd be stopping by and be like, "Here's some extra help."
Yeah.
Also, we'll stop by if they give you trouble. Let us know when we come back. If they are skilled and capable, then again we'll ask for a. We'll be wanting some feedback on that one for their OLR.
She kind of nods and I get help. You guys are the best.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
Trial period, and then I hand her a platinum coin. If they need meals, expenses, extra blankets for themselves at night,
Got it. Because, a lot of times the tricorns aren't cruel, but they can accidentally be cruel. I understand, and I will take care of it. Thank you.
And just a quick note, he's said he's good with wood and carpentry, and he also worked on ships, so perhaps his ship knowledge could help with construction of...
The attachments, yeah.
Yeah. And she's good with metals and leather. She made weapons.
Perfect. Well, I can definitely put both of them to work. I've got ideas for both things. And she kind of just goes running off.
Yep. Good luck.
Bob,
What's up?
is there anything else special about the armor, or is it just standard studded leather armor?
It is masterwork leather armor, or masterwork studded leather armor.
All right, and
I rolled good on my craft check.
okay. What does masterwork do?
It's just worth more, and it has a better appearance. So, admittedly, it doesn't give you a benefit outside of the fact that, like, you look more.
You get a huge cod piece.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
According to Lolly, a cod piece is just when you strap a cod to the crotch.
The fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the best fish for fish and chips.
All right, y'all. If Lestrin had asked earlier if you were trying to get equipment, I believe. Zarbel's lightning catcher is not quite yet ready.
Yeah, I think when we last checked, everything was like between 60 and 80% of the way.
She's definitely got the actual structure done, but she needed to still build the battery and also the part that's going to attach to the ship. So now she's at least got someone who can do that for her, which means it will probably be ready by the time you guys get back.
Woo!
Nice. I thought that was a quest thing that she needed us to take with us.
Nope. Not this time.
Not yet.
All right, shall we get on the water?
Let's get on the water.
All right, and were you guys trying to hire Echo? Because,
we need to go get Echo then.
And I believe her last rate was 2 gold per day.
Yeah, actually, after I collected
I think we upped it to 4.
and donned
okay.
I may have accidentally overpaid her too. Either way, at this point, like, do we really negotiate with her and be like, Echo?
Yeah, no. At this point, you guys are good for it. She's just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it on the way.
Echo, we're going. It's going to be fun.
You gave her a hefty tip.
Yeah. She's like, nah, I'm down. And sure enough, let's get on the water, kids. So, Lolly, you and Echo can work together on creating a chart path. So let's transfer everyone over.
Maps and things.
Oh, I'm gonna need screen captures.
Yeah, we'll get you hooked up with that, Sam. All right. So I'm gonna move the party. Add party to the area. No. Yet. Well, that's fine right there. So
Party map.
And I'm going to give drawing permissions to Brittany. All right. So
It's gonna go well.
I know. So obviously moving along the Steel Tranquility is relatively safe. There is just like 1 check per day of being on the Steel Tranquility. But as you guys in your new boat, if Lolly is keeping Shape Water running, you can reach it in a little over 16 to 18 hours.
So, really quick, where's Trinus back? Because I have dynamic lighting on.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second to turn that off.
I assume I'm at least looking at a map. Cool. Thank you.
No worries. Sorry. So, Trinisbad is over on the east.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
So Echo would know this also, and she can talk to you about this, but the docks on the east side are what's called the free docks. Anyone can dock there for a price, and that's also the one that Fisserum warned you about. Yeah.
We're technically a guild now.
the docks on the west, this one right here, that is actually a Summer Sun Corsair kind of fortress. Like, it's an establishment there because they do help defend the city, but
That's
they're
right.
not as involved with the city itself, unlike Raisha, where they are very much involved with the city.
Okay. Well, I think we could just do up and straight down. I don't really see why we wouldn't do it that way. Do you
Okay.
Gimme.
agree?
Hey, Kimmy. Guest turn is bad. Safely as it can.
That's Echo.
Echo. Thank you. Sorry.
Dear Kim.
Hey, Kimmy, come join us.
Right.
Echo too.
Hey, Ocean
Echo.
Speaker.
Echo, talk to the sea creatures and make sure that we get to wherever the hell we want to go safely.
I can do that too. You guys have so little confidence in me.
Okay.
I believe in her.
Yeah, no, that charted course is relatively safe, and Echo does give you the lowdown on, like, yeah, the free docks actually traditionally do cost money, and you're going to want to leave someone on the ship at all times to guard it, but you can get access to anything on that side of town. Like, that's where all the bazaars are, and frankly speaking, it's the more fun side of town. She gives you that, like, fighting pit, gambling, other stuff, because Lolly's on deck.
Did we brought Chuggers, right?
Yes.
Chuggers
Yes, and
is on
Chuggers has his shrink collar.
I'm gonna take
So-
it off when we get to Trinidad.
Yeah,
And
don't
it'll
take it
just
off
be
before
Chuggers on the boat.
then. Do not take it off before then, please.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I can dig it. Okay, guys. So, the few hours of travel, I believe it's about 2/3 the way there would be without any rolls necessary. So, actually,
For say.
okay. So that takes out about 10 hours. That doesn't make any sense. My math is wrong. Okay. I can't hex very well, so I'm just going to hex from the point in the Steel Tranquility. I believe it's 16 hours on the Steel Tranquility to get to this point, and then going directly down would be 1, 2. Okay, so it's going to be a total of 4 checks for open ocean. Jyotis, you, sir, since you are steering the ship, everyone can do long rest rotations a bit early while the ship is in the Steel Tranquility. That way everyone's aboard and on deck for this part. That would at least be my assumption. I don't like
click that
punishing
long
you
rest
guys.
button.
Yeah, click that
Maybe-
long rest. Not
Although we
that it
did take one back
anything.
a while ago, but still, just
Yeah.
reset those spell points,
Yep.
the spell
So-
slots.
So, Jyotis, go ahead and roll me a d12.
D12 coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Is there?
Oh, goodness. It's an 11.
Isn't it just? All right. So,
Wait.
let's go. Lolly, give me a d6.
A D6.
Mhm.
Like a D6, like 5.
Roll a d6.
5. Okay, perfect. And then, Lestrin, you haven't gotten to roll really beyond a con save tonight. Roll me a d4.
Okay. One.
Okay, very good. All right. I will be right back in just a moment. I got to grab something.
I was hoping that was good. Or maybe bad. I don't know.
Don't know.
That's good engineering.
Good for Bob might be bad for us.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
He's got to go get something, so you know.
I assume it's candy.
Sure.
I like candy.
That's a great assumption.
It is a great assumption.
It's a safe assumption.
San Francisco. Sorry, the Estonia on this job, these job postings is hilarious. I didn't know that Estonia.
Yeah, without casting it, it's because we slapped two companies together and went in a company.
Okay.
Which has been so much
Acquisition.
fun working this
Okay.
platform.
Gary.
Acquisition makes sense.
Gary, are you being the perception person since you have the spyglass?
I think it's generous to refer to me as the perception person in any regard, but yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check with advantage.
Oh, good.
You actually have a crow's nest to do it from, though.
That's true.
Ooh, a 9 and an 18, so plus 2 is 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you spot what appears to be 5 merfolk riding what looks like possibly a blue whale that is armored.
Whoa.
And they are coming towards the boat.
I pull out my seashell.
All right.
You might want to wait until I tell you, but yeah.
Right, yeah.
When you tell me.
I told you, get out your seashell.
I would say, do we pay them or do we stab them?
So, as they notice the boat, they do approach closer, and Lolly, they kind of give a look at first when you're holding out that seashell, and then one of them squints at it and goes, "You are blessed by the Raisha merfolk?"
We met them earlier and they were super kind to us. And they told me to show this if we saw more of you all.
You may pass.
Thanks.
Keep an eye out. There's a Fangs of Lasashel ship nearby. UNT pirates.
Oh.
Do you happen to know which captain?
No, we didn't get that close.
Fair. Thanks for the fair warning.
Pleasant journey, Deep Lurker. And with that, they dive and give you a big flap of the tail, and they're gone.
Oh, so majestic. Can we get an armored whale? I want one.
That's hour 1. Hour 2, Jyotis, go ahead and roll that D12.
D12. 4.
Okay, let's see. Sailing.
Sailing.
I don't want a camper.
Okay. You know, Latham, you were the only person that didn't have a roll last time. Go ahead and roll me a D4, please.
Roll a D4. Spiky thing. It's a 2.
Okay. Ironically, you guys start to understand why they were on an armored whale, because you now see a pod of blue whales actually passing by the ship. And they kind of start to follow the ship for a few minutes. Just kind of checking it out, seeing what it is, and doing that kind of whale thing where they'll kind of go on the side and flap a fin and then, breach about 100 feet back.
Oh my gosh. I stick my trunk underwater and go, hello!
And you get a big giant
hello! In giant.
Of course you did. So, with that hour goes by because the whales are with you for about 20 minutes out of it, but it's just a nice, pleasant, peaceful event. Let's go again. Jyotis?
Mm-hmm. It is an 8 this time.
Interesting. All right. well, I get to roll a D100.
Well, hello there.
All right. Gary, perception check, please.
Oh, good. Spyglass.
Yep, advantage.
Uh, 15.
All right. That is more than good enough. Gary, approximately half a nautical mile to the east, you spot a ship that looks like it is in disrepair, severe disrepair, as there is fire on it, and it appears to be sinking to the best of your knowledge about a ship, because not that much of it should be underwater.
Oh shit!
I go from disrepair to on fire and sinking.
Well, it's kind of Gary, and Gary's knowledge about ships is somewhat limited, despite being a ship owner. So, you know,
Called down to.
He's a new ship owner.
Give her the coordinates.
Yeah.
Check it out too.
Should we check it out? Like, let's go check it out. Let's see if there's survivors. I'm assuming the Fangs of Lashal might have had something to
I
do with
mostly
this.
want to check if it's actually a ship in distress or if somebody's
It's
setting
an illusion.
ooh, that's interesting. Gary, go ahead and roll an insight check with advantage.
Da, 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 da.
Bob's like, I will make that interesting.
I'm disadvantage. Ooh, that would be 17.
Yeah. Gary, you, after describing the damage to Jyotis and kind of getting that thought about, like, what if that isn't real? You take the spyglass and start looking over it, and Jyotis starts mentioning the kind of damage that would sink a ship versus the damage that would make a ship look like it's sinking. This ship is like a hybrid between those. It is definitely real damage done to it. It will sink, but it's sinking slower. Slower than it should. And the other oddity is that as your ship is approaching, you don't hear anyone calling for help. And that is abnormal because they should have spotted you at the same time you spotted them. Your ship is currently about, let's go 200 feet away right now. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, magic. If only I had such a spell.
Yeah. Kind of feel like we should let this one go.
Can I do thaumaturgy to boost my voice and be like, hello, we're the Silver Storm Seekers. Are you in need of assistance?
Okay. So
we offer aid for the low price of only 7 gold per rescue.
Chaser.
So, Lolly, your voice, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Surprisingly good. 22.
Okay. You see what looks like a younger half-elf Gary kind of reach over the sides of the ship, wave their hand, and they scream a word. And Gary, I need a new perception check from you, again with advantage because you have the periscope. Or not the periscope. God damn it.
Yeah, the spyglass.
Spyglass. Periscope.
That one's cocked. Hang on. That's better. 18.
Yeah. You don't hear the word from him, but you see the word trap. Like he has mouthed the word in common. Trap.
Oh no.
And
he still needs
he's
help, though. Sorry, he's...
I'm going to start climbing down and get, as close as I can to Jyotis and be like, it's a trap, clearly. They probably have hostages, though.
Of course it is. What are we doing?
Well, we could spring the trap a bit early, but that doesn't mean that we won't get away without casualties. To the hostages, I mean.
Right.
But I mean, free boat plus free labor eventually. You gotta build a building network at some point.
If it doesn't sink.
That's wooden, right? That's floats. That's not how a boat works. Lotham's not
Again,
really one
based on Gary's
Latham's
insight
knowledge.
check, based on Gary's insight check to Latham, or not Latham, but Jyotis' knowledge, you got me doing it now. Between those two things, with that kind of knowledge check, you would know that the main issue wouldn't be that you can limp it back to land. The main issue would be if you leave it out here long enough. It will sink, but it's a slow sink. It's definitely repairable, and you can probably limp it back. Slowly, slower than you guys move, but you could get it there.
Right.
Can I shape water into like a little
Shit.
speed paddle boat?
Hashtag.
That's a bit bigger than a 5-foot cube, I think.
Well, I'd do 1 5-foot cube as like the little paddle boat, and 1 5-foot cube being the paddle part, the motor.
Yes, but it is ice, so just like the Gary face ship, it is frosty.
It does look like air.
Of course it does.
Right.
It looks like Gary winking, yes. And then I'm going to try and like send it ahead of us a little bit.
Okay.
And cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we can pick up any survivors at the very least.
Right.
If
Do
the
we want to
ship
get
is
some?
serviceable, maybe we can give them some basic repairs and let them limp to Trinisbad on their own.
Should we have less man the ballista?
That would be wise.
All right. So the ballista does require 2 people because it is 1 person to fire, 1 person to aim, traditionally 1 person to reload, but Jyotis, you can choose to put your infusion into the ballista.
Oh, I'm going to.
Okay. So the ballista is infused for this, but not your crossbow at this
Yep,
point.
my crossbow is not.
Okay. All right. So with that, yeah. Lestrin, you will need help to basically turn and aim the device, but in the meantime, you are capable of firing it as long as you have someone helping you. Lolly, the little boat drifting over the sea, gets about 20 feet from the ship, and then jaws come up and just snap over it,
Oh no, Gary's face.
and the boat's gone.
Okay, could I see what that was?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. 13.
You know, because you've seen some recently, it looked like a snake, but not like a normal size snake, like a really, really big snake.
Oh boy.
The sea snake.
Like the serpents in Vale.
It was a snake kind of snake.
Snakety snake.
Okay.
And after that,
Yeah.
after it like bites that, it goes back under and starts to swirl about again.
I am going to minor illusion like a little flappy man kind of 30 feet to the left or to the port side of our boat.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's an illusion, so he doesn't like splash the water or anything, but he's like kicking
Right.
and flailing like, ah.
Okay, I get it. Let's actually take us to the ship map.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's
The
a
local
map.
combat map is what he means to say.
Exactly. Ship map, quote unquote.
Battleship map.
All right, so I'm going to move Lestrin over to the ballista, because that'll make life easy.
Yep.
Mind.
Like here.
Who do we want to help less with the ballista?
Hey, Lolly, can I actually ask as just kind of a favor if we do this on the other side, because I have a bit more ocean on that side? Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. No, it was pivotal that it was on the port.
Yeah, I know you want to yeet off the map, but I hate it.
always want to yeet off the map.
Oof, slow load here.
And it would just be in 30 feet, so actually I think I still have drawing permissions, so it'd be...
Yeah, you still do.
20, 30. It'd be right here.
There we go. Now it's
Okay. All right. So I get to roll a check with advantage, because what that thing is... Oh, it sees it.
It's clearly an illusion.
Yeah, you ever play that cell phone game Snake?
Oh gosh. Okay, we just have to
It's
get
one of my interview
tail.
questions.
Yeah.
one of my interview questions.
Dun 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 dun. All right. Let's see. So now everyone can kind of see it, but it diverts from the boat, and it coming. It is coming for that swimming man. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So,
All right. So yeah, Snaky Boy coming. Let's roll initiative, please.
Why? We might be able to talk to it.
you damn know well to try. Nat 20.
Ooh.
10.
Oh my god. Everything fell. Why? Okay.
22.
Damn, Gary's a stud.
Yeah, Gary is. Let's see. Latham with his nat 20 would be at 23.
24.
24.
No, my S is +4.
Yeah, so Gary would be at 22. And then we have... would someone roll for Lestrin, please?
Lester.
I'll do it.
I'm trying to find the freaking thing to push.
18 on the die.
Okay, with Lestrin. That puts Lestrin at a 20. So Lestrin goes just after Gary.
Thank
Then
you.
we have... No worries.
You're welcome.
And then we're going to have Jyotis and Lolly. Okay. Do remember that after Lestrin's turn, the ship can take a layer action if Jyotis is at the helm.
Yep.
And
After Lestrin's turn?
After Lestrin's turn, because Lestrin has a higher dex than the ship.
Oh, gotcha.
They're tied at 20, but in the meantime, Lestrin has better dex. So.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought the ship went after my turn, but it has its own thing now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, the ship is a layer action. That's how I control it, because that way it just makes sense. It's a layer for you guys, and eventually you'll be able to give yourselves bigger advantages with it. So
cool.
All right. So
start throwing apples overboard.
First up is Latham.
Yeah, so is it... So the boat went away, and then did anything pop up? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, the boat is still there. That is a real boat.
Okay.
It's just 2 feet out. The snake that was circling it.
That's right.
First,
Yeah,
the snake that was circling it, when the little boat that Lolly sent out there got crunched when it got within about 20 feet. And then the thing started actively looking for something nearby. And then it saw persona in the water. And until it reaches that space, it's not going to know that that's not a person.
Yeah.
Because it's big, but it an animal.
The boat it crunched was the 5-foot ice boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so crunch that. All right. Hey, like everything around here tastes super nasty. You're gonna want to leave. You're gonna want to leave. Like seriously, go away. That's a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Okay, cool. All right. So, I'm sorry, sir. 16 on the dice, and this thing is actually quite wise. It is not fallen for that, sir.
Dope.
Cool. My friends here might have something to say about that.
Oh yeah, get you Sam.
All right.
And I move. Sorry, is it on the north side or the upper or lower side of the boat?
It's on the south side of the boat.
It's on the starboard side.
See that orange marker coming for the pink marker?
Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna move away a touch.
Okay.
Move
That's
away a
not a
touch.
bad idea.
That's me.
Okay, all right. Well, Gary, it is your round now. Gary?
Sorry, I was muted. I'm supposed to be helping Lestrin, but if I move a bit, do a thing, and come back, can I still do that, or is this my turn?
No, because technically speaking, you would need to hold your action to move. Or you could move the ballista so that Lestrin can fire it on Lestrin's turn.
Alright, I'll move the ballista to aim at the rough location of the critter.
Yeah, you know where it's coming, and rather, you actually know where it's going to be, too. And that's the important part for kind of aiming the ballista.
Yes.
All right. And that brings us next to Lestrin, who is on ballista.
Excellent.
Lestrin, you are not formally trained in ballista, so to roll with it, it's much the same as your crossbow, where you have a +4.
Okay.
So
I can just roll the crossbow once.
And Jyotis, did I tell you what the damage on the ballista was?
I don't think you did actually. But
I thought
it was 3d8 or something.
I think we have it listed. Give me 1 second, because
actually, you're right. I think you might have told me. I just forgot. And I think Mikey is right. I think it was like 3d8 or 3d10 or something like that.
There we go. It is. Oh, actually, Lestrin, it's going to be a +6 instead of your +4 because it's whoever has the higher modifier.
Well, here's a.
Also, it should be
It is 3d10 piercing damage.
3d10, awesome.
If it
also,
hits.
It should be a +1 because of my infusion too, I think.
Okay.
Is that...
Repeating shot is a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Okay, alright, yeah, then it would be.
So then it's what, a +7?
Yeah, +7 to hit.
Oh, okay.
And you don't have to reload it.
Yeah, that's
19.
It just reloads.
Oh, that is definitely a hit. So go ahead and roll 3d10 +1.
So 12, total 12 on the dice, so 13.
Okay, alright, nice shot. And what you can tell is, like, by the magic of this thing, when you go to pull the trigger, it fires, and it's got a kick, like much more than you were expecting, but you've still got a handle on it. And as that bolt flies out, you watch Jyotis's Artificer magic kick in, and the thing reloads, like a bolt literally just appears, and the thing retightens itself, latches back together, and is almost ready to go outside of the fact that you have to aim it again for the next round. The ballista rod comes tearing down and strikes into the beast, and you hear it and bubbles come up on the water on a little bit of green-blue blood as well.
Yummy.
Excellent.
All right, good round. And now it is ship layer action time. Jyotis, you can do one of two things since you are at the helm. You can either choose to give the ship a double move, or you can give up to 3 people advantage.
I definitely want to give advantage to Lestrin and Garret on the ballista, and I suppose Lolly. So I would turn the.
I would count that as 2. So Lestrin getting advantage, Lolly getting advantage, anyone else getting advantage.
Latham, if I can.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's based on location or not.
Nope, it's not. Anyone on your ship.
Latham.
Okay. All right.
Are you
Very
sure
good.
You give it to me?
He did.
Didn't I give it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lestrin, Lolly, Latham, the 3 L's.
Okay. What do I get advantage on?
Attack rolls or saving throws. So, all right. That is ship player action.
Oh yeah,
it is now. Yeah, it is. It is now the sea snake's turn. So let's do a thing with it. All right. Was not happy about having been shot, so
by a giant bolt.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not happy about that. Let's go ahead and do. Yeah, so it's going to spend its first attack on this guy, and that guy no longer exists. That guy is gone. Lolly, go ahead and delete your dude.
Yep.
And then. Bloop. It's coming to visit.
Oh no, it ate something. It got longer, y'all.
Wouldn't that be nice? It's coming to visit you, Miss Lolly, and it is going to make another slam attack on you.
No.
Let's see. Does a 15 hit you? I think it does.
Does.
Okay, cool. Let's take some damage then.
Sure.
All right. Okay, you are going to take a grand total of 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Ow.
And Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
You have advantage on that if you want.
Well, I rolled a 19, but it could be a 20.
No, the 19 is high enough.
Yeah.
So
24 total.
Yeah, you are not considered poisoned. You do take 10 reduced to half of 5 points of poison damage.
Oh boy.
As it doesn't even bite you, it just slams its mouth against you.
Ow, ow.
And then rises up about 30 feet out of the water so that it can see everyone on the ship. These eyes glaring. It's layered with coils of green and blue. And its head almost looks rather crest-like, in fact. So, that's its round. And then, Jyotis, your turn.
All right. I'm going to... Let me see, because I think... Yeah, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on the boat.
Okay. You cannot, because the boat has a ballista.
What? Okay.
The siege weapons on the boat attacked, and Sanctuary only
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. Well, then I'm going to create a force ballista.
Okay.
And it's going to be, let's see, because I don't have to create it on my location. I can create it at point I see, right? Or does it have to be on my location? Hold on. I'm reading
This is your abilities.
I'm reading it.
Within 5 feet of you.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to create it within 5 feet of me. It's going to be a force ballista. It's going to be a handheld version with legs.
Okay.
And then, can I use... That's the action. So...
You can use it as a bonus action.
Right, does it have range?
Let's see. Cast a ranged spell attack. Yes.
No, I'm just saying, does it have line of sight to the thing? Can I?
Yeah.
Shoot?
Oh, yeah. The thing's 30 feet up. Like its tail's still in the water, but it came up so that it could observe all of you.
Okay, then it's gonna take a shot.
Take your best shot.
Shot.
Far away.
That's the part where we roll the die.
Yeah. I believe it's mine. Okay, that's a 22 to hit.
That was a hit.
Yay. I believe it's 2d8 force damage. 2d8.
It is.
Oh my goodness, these dice. It's a 7 and an 8 plus. It's just a 7 and an 8, right? There's no plus.
Yeah. No, it's just 15. That's a good solid hit. It like fires into it and catches it right upside the nose. It kind of shakes its mouth really quick. All right. With that, Lolly, your round.
Okay. Suggestion. Wisdom 14 saving throw, please.
Okay. What's your suggestion?
In order to kill us, you have to go find a golden spear in the far north. Go as far north as you can for 8 hours.
Gives this and then takes off.
That's awesome.
The funny thing is, like, that's more practical, whereas, like, mine was original, like, we taste icky, go away.
Oh, God.
Well done. Eventually that will land. Gotta love that suggestion. Well done.
Uh-huh.
Well done, Molly. Well done.
Hey, Lolly.
Okay, we've got to go. Let's go help that person.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Jyotis, bring us in close as you can.
Yeah.
Well, that ends combat. Man, Echo was going to get involved in that one, too. Every time I'm like, yeah, Echo would do something here. You guys managed to find the end.
Nice.
She's like, hey, what was that noise?
I rolled super crappy with her initiative. I rolled a 3 on her initiative, which was also the will save of the creature. Like,
Oh, my God.
like the creature has a +4 to its wisdom saving throw. It is likely to succeed, but I rolled a 3 again on the again.
That's funny.
Oh, that's great. Oh, my goodness.
That's
All right.
All right.
So
I want
much
to task
for lunch.
everybody with keeping a close eye on the waters and the boat as
Yeah.
we approach.
Perhaps we should keep somebody on the ballista for the time being.
I'll just stay there.
All right, so the boat pulls up alongside the ship, which you guys can now see from the side of it as you pull up closer to it. Its name is the Rockbuck. And
Is it still on fire?
it's still a little on fire. Like it
Fire.
obviously you can see a couple of crewmates trying to put it out. They're not doing great.
Yeah, I'm gonna shape water into like a majestic sea flap flap to kind of dampen the flames.
Flashy on the water.
Okay. All right. Lolly, roll an Arcana check with that.
Ooh.
Ooh.
20. Unnatural.
Yeah, that's good enough to actually start helping to put out the fire. And basically, you send one sea flap flap after another up there, and just push, 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 and slowly just help put out the flames. Meanwhile, that half elf that was shaking his hands at you, screaming "trap," gives this stare and just, "What did you do to that thing? It just left? Is it coming back?
I mean,
Who are you
not
people?"
for 8 hours.
We're the Silver Storm. What the hell is our guild name?
I can just hear Les saying that.
Right? Episode title right there. Silver Storm, what the hell is our guild name? So close.
The Silver Storm Seekers.
Silverstone
it's really
Holdings
hard to concentrate.
LLC.
Silverstone Holdings.
Yeah, Silverstorm Holdings is the corporation name.
Yeah.
That's the holding
We as a
company.
group are the Seekers, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can totally create other like subsidiary names.
Yeah. So
It's hilarious.
the guy
what's the
just kind
condition
of
of your boat?
beat to hell. Most of the crew is missing right now. They were taken. Pearlescent Viper took most of them and then left that thing here as to snack on anyone else that came by to save us.
Is the boat serviceable, or would you rather we take you to Trinispad?
Well, can we buy a repair kit from you?
Jyotis, how many do we have?
Yeah, what I asked you.
We have a few of them.
I know we
Do
have
we
a few.
have
I
three?
just
Yeah,
wanted
right.
I didn't write down how many we have.
I thought
I think
we
we
got three.
Three.
Let me see if I can find it in my notes. I think we have 3. I have
think
notes
all
for
of
like
us said we thought
4
we had
different
3.
games in here, so just...
I thought we bought 3.
Yes, I thought I was there when we bought 3.
3 sounds right to me.
Also, I could
Alright,
jump
Bob, I'm
aboard
writing
and
down.
do some quick
I'm checking all
patching.
of this. I have like notes for 3 different games in this little notebook. Yeah. Let's weigh anchor, crack open one of the repair kits, and provide what aid we can.
Yeah, we got 8 hours.
No more than about 2 hours. Then we have to get back going. But we'll lend you a few extra hands to repair.
Thank you. And he kind of gives the once over and calls his crewmates over and just, all right, man, we need to get this thing repaired now. And they kind of come down, and it's 2 more half-elves. Looks like most of the crew was half-elves. Very tan skin, light hair, though. And as they kind of help you guys bring the supplies on board, the de facto leader kind of starts explaining to you, Gary. We are with Yenvia Seekers. We were going hunting down to the Verdant Inferno. Well, we were going to, now we're not.
I'm
Now we're
sorry
going
that
to
you lost so
Limbar.
many of your crew.
27 people.
Ooh. You said most of them were taken by Pearlescent Vipers?
Yes. The Pearlescent Viper herself. Her ship, her champion. And he kind of points in the direction that the sea snake went. Or her pet. I'm not sure which one, but I don't want to find out.
No. Let's at least get you able to limp back into a port somewhere.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the helm where it's locked, and because we're anchored, so I'll jump aboard and get out to Zoig and see how much we can fix with mending and the mobile repair kit.
Yeah, so you guys spending about an hour are able to get the boat back into serviceable shape. Its sails had been damaged, but its mast wasn't broken. And in the meantime, that part was something that you could mend because they were just slashed. The damage to the bulkhead, and in addition to that, some of the water that had come in, Lolly, in addition to Jyotis, are able to actually help a lot with, because Lolly can shape water and pull it out. And the water's not coming in quickly. They were given basically the slow death where,
they wanted to catch more.
Yeah, she had to feed her pet, so...
Well.
So, long story short, after about an hour, the boat is in decent repair. It will limp at the 5 pace instead of the normal 6 pace that it could match, but it is serviceable.
5's a decent clip.
Yeah, you can see that at one point in time, the Rockbuck had weapons on it. Obviously, those were taken. The Pearlescent Viper apparently took those and took a generous helping of their treasure.
Pirates.
Yeah. And the young half-elf just kind of explains to you really quickly. He's just, I'm so sorry, I have to pay you when we get back to port because they didn't leave us any money. So,
you take care of it when you can.
Yeah,
good.
That's all right.
My name's
out of Alara Samal. Worst case scenario, if you need to, you can find us there.
Okay, well, we are going to limp back to the free docks in Trinispad. And, mind if we follow you?
I was just going to suggest it.
That's fine. We have a little bit quicker pace than your boat.
Yeah, I was going to suggest maybe we slow our pace a bit so that they aren't left in a too far back in our wake.
We can lessen sail a little bit, keep pace with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gives a big nod and thank you and reaches out a hand to Gary and just, you can call me Halkas.
Garret Vale.
And that is Davhorn. He points to the older one, and it's kind of a surly looking older half-elf that actually has a good full beard of pure white going. And it has that like suntan drenched skin where it's a little bit leathery. But he was helping to repair the masts and get the ship, get the sails going. And then he also points to the younger of the half-elves, which is a young, difficult to tell much of anything about them, and says, that is Crime.
Hi, I'm Lolly. Have you seen this girl?
And just kind of lifts an eyebrow and just, nope.
So you're the only 3 left?
Yeah, they let us draw a lottery without telling us what for. We thought we were all dead, so we made jokes about it, and well, we were the 3 funny ones.
Unfortunate. Fortunate for you.
Oh, and
was this technically your boat, or is this?
I did introduce everybody on the crew.
Yeah.
Introduce themselves.
Yeah. No, he turns to you and just, I was second hand. I was second mate, so it's now my boat until I get it back and turn it into the guild.
Which guild?
Yenfir Seekers.
What's that? Thank you.
we were going to go hunting in the Verdant Inferno. Ironically, looking for rocks of all things. We had some good long-range ballista equipment, and
large prey.
Large, dangerous prey. But if you do it right and you stay downwind of them, you can surprise them. The main key is if you can catch it with a net when it's making its charge towards you. And we had a net launcher, but not anymore.
What kind of prey?
Oh, rocks or a giant bird.
Oh, you mean rocks? I thought you were like rocks for your catapult.
No. No, we were hunting the giant birds.
Let's get back on sail.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll follow you, and if you need anything, let us know.
Same.
I mean, if you have any candy.
Kind of stares at you. They didn't leave us any food because, according to them, we'd be dead by nightfall. So, no.
How long were you out there for?
Only a few hours. Got lucky and found us. We'll keep
I'm
an eye
gonna
out.
pass each a ration for my pack.
Oh, thank you.
I give
That is
you
very
a pound
kind.
of candy.
The older, surlier looking elf, when you hand out candy, comes up and is just, thank you. Halflings make the best candy.
They do, right?
They do. They're vanillas. Those are the best.
Yes! He gets it!
Yes.
I
He
still
has
say
that-
the berry
has-
flavored
has-
ones are the best.
Has that moment where he just gives you the big nod and you get it.
Just become best friends.
I think we just became at least pen pals.
It's Hocus, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, on that note, I'm climbing back up to the nest with the spyglass.
All right, so you guys are now moving at a 5 pace instead. So I need to go back to the map.
Readjust.
No. Math.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was originally only 4 checks. I believe that adds on 2 more at most because you guys had already done 2. So give me 1 second.
That sounds about right.
All right, so Jyotis, while we're getting ready for that, if you want to go ahead and roll your next check,
Mm-hmm.
I will run a comparison.
It is 2.
Du hast.
Du hast. Du hast.
Du hast mich.
Okay. Okay, so on a 2. That one. All right. Okay. Let's go. Gary, roll a d6.
Oh boy. 5.
Okay. Ironically, Gary, you spot another ship on the horizon. This one is flying the flags of the Summer Sun Corsairs and looks relatively well armed. It is not a galleon, but it is definitely bigger than either you or the Rockbuck. And
So a Corvette of some kind.
yeah,
Or
yeah, it
frigate.
is definitely frigate to basically think battleship, where it's not messing around.
Yeah. Light frigate, maybe? Corvette? Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and while seeing it in the distance, they kind of swing towards you and raise a peace flag, a white flag of peace. And as you guys close in on it, it is labeled the Spitfire.
Cool.
And as it gets closer, you can see it has cannons. It is not your normal ballista ship. This is
That is
well
not
armed.
messing around. They're not messing around.
And yeah. As they close in, they kind of give you the wave. And were you guys flying your Getty Ziaz flag? Or just your Silverstorm Holdings flag?
I think we only fly the Getty Ziaz flag like in ports, right, guys?
Yeah.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah.
Default is
It's like when you pull out the tag that has the wheelchair on it, only whenever you're
yeah. So, long story short, they kind of flag you down and just, "Oi, is everyone okay? We've been on the trail of the pearlescent viper."
I'll gesture to the rockbuck and explain what happened to them, and we rendered aid.
They give a nod.
We're
She
getting
was
them
going
back to
north.
port.
We technically could not try to assault her in Trinisbad as the Magister there made a deal with her, but now that the Magister let her leave Trinisport, well, we are going hunting.
Well,
Also,
go 8 hours
explain
north and
about
you'll
the
find her.
serpent.
They kind of pause. A serpent?
Large sea serpent.
Yeah. And it's like one of our number convinced it to swim north for several hours. It should be returning sometime late tonight or tomorrow to these waters. So keep
He
an eye
gives
peeled.
this big grin. And just, could you mark on the map? And like, where you might have seen this serpent, and we will go and wait.
I'm going to call down to Echo. Echo, what's for the sea coordinates for the Rockbuck's location?
Yeah, she shouts him up. 5 nautical miles north. And captain of their ship gives a nod and just, "The Corsairs thank you for your good work. We are going hunting."
Good luck.
Have fun.
Safe hunting.
And with that, the next hour goes by. So we're a little further. So 1, 2,
Kitty.
5. All right. Jyotis.
Cards up for the information. Oh my god.
Another D12. It's a 10.
Okay. Wow, you're getting the good variety tonight.
It's all over the place.
Whirlpool time.
Let's see.
Bob's like, God damn it.
Yeah. Lolly, roll me a D4.
Okay. Why?
How big's the whirlpool?
4.
Okay.
It's a big whirlpool.
All right.
Stop, man. Just stop.
I know Bob will.
There is a westerly wind that is blowing at a gust of 20 miles per hour that is capable of taking the ship a bit faster, but you guys are choosing this 5-mile-an-hour crawl for your new ship, in essence, or your newly rebuilt ship. The weather patterns seem normal, the day is bright and happy, but otherwise nothing happens that hour.
Yeah.
All right. We go again.
Uh-oh.
2,
Oh, welcome back, Sam.
5. All right, Jyotis?
Another D12.
Yep.
8.
Man,
What's that
full
got?
variety tonight.
All over the place. I love it.
I know,
Little of
right?
everything.
Normally it's like 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
And the first roll was an 11.
Roll a d6. Roll a d6.
I'm sorry, I love the ship traveling so much. It goes so right and so wrong.
I weirdly like hex crawlers.
I like it. It's pretty fun to me.
I like it.
So,
Just wait till I finish my continent exploration. Said
you manage to basically, Gary, I need a perception check.
Oh, goody. With the spyglass?
Yes.
$19 plus 2 is 21.
All right. So, Gary, off in the distance, you notice what appears to be something odd at first, and it makes no sense. It's the equivalent of a coral reef out here in the middle of the ocean, on top of the ocean. And as you kind of start to watch it, you notice that it actually moves slowly. Not towards the ship, it's just moving. And you kind of give a closer eye out there, and you see what looks like some ship parts and possibly also... Is that a treasure chest?
What?
Mimic.
Money inside it.
Mimic.
Mimic.
You don't know that.
There's no way. There's no way Bob would do that to
We
us.
never saw the mimic. Just gonna
I
point
saw the
out.
mimic, and I told Gary about it.
I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes.
I saw the
To
sign.
be fair, it doesn't have to be a mimic to be a trap.
As far as I'm concerned, that looks like another goddamn dragon turtle. So I'm just gonna have adjust the course away from that thing.
Wait, it could be candy.
Yeah.
Well, do
Could
you want to
be.
swim over there and check it? Because I don't.
Yes.
Well, have fun. We're going to keep
Okay.
sailing.
Could I have had a short rest in this meantime?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because the last hour of the thing just was a nice, pleasant journey. So yeah, considering that you saved everyone, I'm pretty willing to bet that they would have given you a short rest. Because that was going to be a fight, man.
Okay.
Like, I won't lie. That was going to be a fight.
I am going to create my little shape water Gary face raft, and this time it's going to look like it's disapproving face, and the paddles, and try and go over toward the treasure chest.
Okay. All right.
Am I stopping the boat for you?
Reef the sails.
Hey, you said I could.
Yeah, but this
Oh
is
my god. I
our boat's
love...
faster than your boat.
It just putters.
I love every second of this. Okay, I'm I'm just going to use that for this because they don't have any real good ones. But
Oh no, what? You don't have any real good ones. What am I doing to myself?
well,
Chaotic.
I think you know that answer.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good enough. Gonna come here. Sorry, give me just a second to set this up. Upload an asset. Okay, perfect. Let's plop that down. Oh, that's more than big enough. Okay, all right. There, we're gonna call this. Save. All right. And I am alt editing.
Oh god.
Add map. Add that. Floating reef, and then characters. Let's add Lolly to the map. There you are.
Ooh, so pretty.
Yeah. You float out, and again, there's any of these parts that are not deep purple are actually above water.
Everyone, you gotta check this out. It's super pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm on the wrong map.
I think I'm on the wrong mic too.
Oh yeah, no, it's only Lolly on this map because she was the only one who headed off the ship.
Yep.
And she's the only one that has a fair view of it because it's mostly below water until you're kind of near it. And then you can better see it.
Oh,
And
so the
where's the
pic you
treasure
posted
chest?
was...
The treasure chest, let me ping the map really quick. Well, actually, let me just put a brush mark on it. The treasure
do
chest
that.
is right over here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna putter along.
Yeah, when you get to there, in order to get onto these next parts, you do need to climb onto them, and I will need an acrobatics check because this is rough terrain, and then
So-
possibly also a nature check.
Question.
Potential answer.
Suggestion is concentration up to 8 hours.
Uh-huh.
And I can do cantrips during that time because it's just like one-offs.
Mhm.
If I cast something else that has a concentration, will I be dropping that? Will this?
Yes.
Basically, it says like
Yes, you would.
you can view the
when,
suggestion to take the course of the entire duration of the spell. So would it
No,
still be
it-
going north, or would it be like coming?
it
back?
would be instantaneously aware that that was a magical source used on it. So if it was the kind of suggestion that was actually a good suggestion, it would follow it. If it was the kind of suggestion like you need this weapon to kill us and you can only find it there, it would happen to know that's a load of shit.
Wait, how am I supposed to hold this? I'm a snake.
Right. There it is.
How long has it been?
Total of 2 hours?
2 hours.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not going to catch up to us.
Well,
anytime
3
soon.
hours because there was
This is our
the
third check,
hour
yeah.
of travel and
Yeah,
then
we took 2 hours to repair the other ship, and then we traveled for at least a couple hours, right?
Two, at least 2.
Hours. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to come back to us anytime soon. All right, I'm going to drop that and cast Levitate on myself using the cloak.
ooh.
Yeah, I kind
Okay.
of like flutter the cloak,
Mhm.
and I am going to just float up 20 feet and
Okay.
just kind of like, so you can, if you are the target, you can move up and down as part of your move. Otherwise, you can use your action to move the target, which I am the target.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to kind of like bounce between these coral bits to kind of like push myself through, like.
Yeah, you're just kind of slowly floating on over.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would still need to make a nature check to make sure I'm not like breaking any coral or anything.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
Okay, I'm going to spend that inspiration. Much better. 13.
Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. What you can tell is that this coral is very similar to the coral that you found on the bloodfin, the shark.
Oh,
It is ethereal coral.
neat. Can I kind of
Yeah.
like safely break off a little piece as a sample?
Roll another nature check.
Okay. Because I know a few people who are going to want that. 19.
Yes. Yeah, you find a piece that you like. You
It's a
use
little
kind of
fun
your
to
knowledge
reach,
about
yeah.
you don't want the super red stuff because that's the stuff that hurts. And then eventually, after kind of looking through a couple of things, you do find a nice part that looks sun bleached, and it's about a fist-sized chunk that you get.
Cool. All right. Adding some fey coral. All right, and I'm just going to keep making my way over to the thingy.
Okay. All right. So, once you make your way over to the thingy, that is indeed a treasure chest. It is a wooden, perfectly preserved chest with gold emblems emblazed upon it and a golden scale symbol carved into where a normal lock would be.
Mm-hmm.
That acts as a symbol of balance.
Oh, a scale like up and down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the scales of justice.
Okay. Arcana check.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
6.
Difficult to tell. I will let you roll a religion check.
Oh, okay. This seems very familiar. 9. Not very great.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where like it's familiar, but you can't put your finger on why. Like it's on the tip of your tongue. But okay. The chest, at least based off your passive perception, does not appear to be locked.
Okay, can I levitate just
Levitates you.
I can levitate a target up to 500 pounds. Could I like kind of pull my way down, grab it, and like concentrate all the way back up?
I'd accept that. Yeah, especially with your ability to carry large things.
Okay.
It's heavy, but you can do it.
Okay, I do that. I kind of like like when you're diving for a pool toy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Grab.
Yeah.
All right, I get it, and I start levitating back to the boat.
Okay.
The Lucky
All right.
87.
Yep, you manage it. You get on back to the Lucky 87. So let's put you back on the map with everyone else now.
You guys, it was so pretty there. Here, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try and take a screenshot because this is really, really pretty. Ah, missed it. Now
They'll just have to watch the stream.
Or watch the stream.
Never know.
Thank you, Internet, for having better coral reefs